What's up? Welcome back to Southern Unscripted, where we talk a little heart, a little hustle, and a lot of laughs. I'm super excited about today because we've made it to episode 10 now. And I thought I'd do something special because no one out here is talking about Mardi Gras, and we are 4 months out from a very important night with our Mardi Gras Foundation. So I decided to bring my sister, but also co-founder of Krewe de HOU Foundation. Hi, Stephanie. Okay, before we get started, I'm going to tell you this because all of the Southern Unscripted Nation that listens, they've been telling me that the guests are not speaking correctly into the mic. Don't be scared of it.
Okay.
Just put your mouth closed, 6 inches, and just make sure you talk in it and not away from it. I know it feels awkward, but that's the rule. And I'm calling all the people to tell me feedback, and so that is like one of the things. I know. Okay. So, Krewe de HOU. We're coming up on our third year, honestly, and the story behind is actually funny, kind of.
But pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's a
So
simple
I've been doing
story.
a Mardi Gras crew back home, Krewe de wide load, since I was 17 years old.
It's a long time.
Heck yeah, makes me feel old.
Yeah.
We're coming up on 25th year. And you met some friends out here who actually own, shout out to GVP Media. He owns this media production company that does some pretty big shows all over the world.
They do, and they always produce an amazing product.
So he was coming to the ball back when I still lived in Louisiana.
We convinced
I
them to come
remember
with
when I
us.
first met him at Krewe de HOU, everyone's drinking, and he's like, he was just so impressed. He was just in this excited little bubble, and he was like, we gotta do this in Texas. And I'm like, who is this dude? And I don't even live in Texas, so what are you talking about?
Right. He was very ecstatic about it.
Yeah, and then
was
he came back
ready to do
and
it.
said it again, another year. Again, still don't live in Louisiana.
I think we brought them 5 years in a row.
But when he found out I was moving, he was like, oh, we're doing this.
Actually, he didn't find out you were moving until after you moved. The year that you moved, we had brought them. That was the last Mardi Gras ball they attended, and he was very
But
adamant.
it was right before COVID too, because I moved kind of like when we're coming out of the COVID phase.
It was because y'all didn't have.
And I
the ball
remember
one year.
my planning process for our first year here, I was still in Louisiana. I wasn't like
You were
fully
back and
moved. We were
forth,
waiting for
yeah.
Caden to graduate.
But that last year that they attended, he called Mark and I to a meeting and was like, I've got this information. He had printed out all kinds of information on Mardi Gras stuff in
Oh
Louisiana.
yeah, a presentation.
And he was ready for us to do it. And a couple months later, we found out that you were moving, and that's when I was like, I was surprised for you. And he was like, he's excited. What is it? What is it? I said, Sarah's moving to Houston. I think we could talk her into doing this Mardi Gras ball in Houston.
And for me, I had one stipulation, and that was it needed to have purpose. Because what people don't know, it's like, yes, anyone can throw a party, right? But it's like it takes a village, and it is a lot of work. Like my Krewe de HOU family, I can't even tell you how many times we've butted heads with each other, but by the time the ball night comes and we see everything come to fruition of that we've planned and argued for the whole year, it's rewarding and it makes it worth it. Except back home, it's just one big party. Like we used to be a big community. It's like COVID kind of changed us, and we just all we are is one big party, which I love. It is a great time, but I was like, I just need it to mean something.
Well, here you have, instead of Mardi Gras balls, they have galas, and they
A
have gala
lot.
season, and there's a ton of them. So you have to do something that sticks out.
So when we came together, I was like, that's my stipulation. Which Justin, he has the biggest freaking heart. Justin is one of the owners of GVP Media. He has the biggest freaking heart. So that was like an easy yes for him. He was like, absolutely. What can we do? And so we came up with a plan of like, what about students who don't get enough funding for college?
Right. That was our idea to start with.
And we started working with a company called bold.org, which is a great company. And our first year of doing this, we didn't know how many people would actually apply. We had like, what, 500?
We had 500 applicants our very first year, and we threw that together
Quick.
very quickly because we started planning that event in June
Yeah.
of that year and produced a ball event that we had 270
We
attendees that first year.
somehow, hanging by a string, we pulled all of that together in a very short period of time,
Around 6 months. We did it in
which was
about 6
stressful.
months. But we did it.
We did it. We did. But going through all those applications, like the 500, it was actually touching. So I was like, wow, there's so many kids who are actually impacting the community. They're involved in the community. They're doing community service, and they have big dreams. They have big dreams of like going to be a doctor, and they would give their reasons why. And it was really touching. Like some of them were making me emotional just to read.
Because for them, every grant, every scholarship funding, every penny counts for their dream.
And they could have been coming from like, poverty, and they have a big dream. Like they could have been the wanting to be the change in their generation.
Right.
So then the second year we did it.
We did. Same thing, bold.org. We had almost 1,000 applicants our
Which is
second
crazy.
year. Yeah.
But the company we worked with was coming with more like rules and maybe like a HIPAA thing, because what they would do is at the end of, once we would select winners, we'd narrow it down to the top 5, and then we would like select the winners. And once we chose them, they would give us their contact information. We would send GVP media to meet them. They would do like an interview on cameras to where we can present this at our gala.
Right, because we want our sponsors to see where their money is
absolutely
going, where we're sending their money to.
Which I like too, because it's like you want it to be touching. You want him to just be like, I'm giving money, but I don't know where I'm giving my money to.
At the end of the day, as a small business owner, if I'm donating my money, I want to see where it's going.
Absolutely.
I want to know what you're doing with it. I want to make sure that you're not just blowing it on something frivolous.
Right, exactly. But we got lucky that year because they changed the rule. They ended up working with us and giving us the contact information to where we could still interview them. But they changed it to where they will no longer be giving contact information. And for that was a big shift for us. Like,
right,
okay, well then what do we do?
Another company merged with them, and so the rules changed for us.
So in that time of the 2 years that we've been here, all the networking that I do, I'm learning there's so many amazing foundations out here, like a lot. I've already been to another gala, the Kaylee Mills Foundation. Mm-hmm. They have an incredible foundation. And then I have a friend who was on the board of Thrive with Autism. And so I was just like, why don't we hand select a foundation each year to where we can give back to them and help them? We need to volunteer somewhere. We need to put in volunteer service hours somewhere. Correct. So like, why don't we go help the people that need help already and then raise money for them? And I think everyone was like, yeah, that's a great idea.
Everyone was on board with it.
Yeah.
Immediately. No one hesitated with that idea, because then you actually you see what you're doing, what you're working for. You're working for a bigger goal, because not only are you helping the community, you're helping
something bigger. I mean,
something bigger, like especially with Thrive. Like this school started, and we could have used a school like this 20 years ago. But no one had done it up until 2020.
Well, so, to piggyback off that, we ended up choosing Thrive for our first year, which I think has been an incredible partnership. We've already went to the school that they're building. So just in a nutshell, for anyone who might have an autistic kid, some of these public schools that teach autistic kids, their focus for the autistic is either academics or it's either behavioral. Most schools don't focus on both, which can affect the child, because it's like they need both. They have more needs than an average child.
But there are programs for children on the spectrum. This school focuses on the entire spectrum,
and I love
just one area.
So then I helped set up some classrooms during the summer, prepping for school to start, and we got to take a tour around the school, and I was just blown away. Like, they're spending so much money on making every single thing tailored sensory. A perfect example is sometimes when you go in cafeterias, it's too loud for them, or the gym echoes. So they're having a special gym floor that like protects the sound to where it's every single room is a safe place for them. They shouldn't get too overstimulated,
Right, because they still have to learn how to become adults and function in I'll say normal society. There is no normal society,
No,
but
not today.
a traditional society,
Yeah.
and be productive members at some point, and they have to overcome their own weaknesses
Yeah. So
to be able to do that.
my only issue with like partnering with a new foundation each year is like it's touching me that I'm going to end up being members of all these foundations in the area because I'm just like I enjoy it. I'm like, well, what can I do to help? And my kids are getting older, so it helps me have more time. Um,
Right? That's where I am now that I don't have little ones to run off to school anymore. What now?
you're
What can I
doing
do?
something good with your time, and I
Yeah.
love that. So being in Texas, first of all, there's a lot of Louisiana transplants here. So like all the Louisiana people are in. They're in. They
All
want to
in.
be a part of it. A lot of oil and gas, which kind of stems from Louisiana, I guess, but maybe
Right.
Texas too. Um, but the people who aren't from here, and you know, someone who wasn't raised in the South, they hear Mardi Gras. They're like Mardi Gras, Mardi Gras, Mardi Gras. I've never been to Mardi Gras. They're intrigued. You want to hear something funny? Yesterday when I was preparing for this, I was like, what is Mardi Gras? Like, how did it come to this? And so I went look it up and I was like, oh, I knew that. But it's based off of like Catholic religion,
It
you know,
is.
because the Fat Tuesday happens before the Ash
It is
Wednesday.
based off religion because it actually starts
But I promise you,
at
all religions
Christmas.
in Louisiana are attending Mardi Gras.
They
Like
are.
it's evolved to like just
They
a good
are.
time and a celebration. And kids are off of school, not used to not being off of school for Mardi Gras out here. That's definitely new for me.
Because a lot of people don't realize that Mardi Gras season, according to the Catholic Bible or Catholic world, actually starts on what's called 12th night, which is 12 days after Christmas.
Wait, run that back again.
It starts on Mardi Gras season, actually starts on 12th night.
So that's why,
So
like the
it's-
first, because they're like, when does Mardi Gras start? Mardi Gras balls start first week of January. They start.
But it's 12 days after Christmas.
I never knew that, and that's
Yes.
crazy because I've been doing Mardi Gras, but I was just raised into this. Like I could have
Right.
never known what it meant, but
We did it.
You just did Mardi Gras.
You
Like
did
that's
it.
part
Just
of your
like
life.
you do
You just
some families do Sunday dinner with the family.
yeah, it's just
every
something you
Sunday.
do. You
That's
don't
just
know
something you
why.
do.
It's just part of your life. So it's definitely transpired over the years, and now it's really just one big celebration that doesn't make sense anymore. People are just doing all the things just for fun, and I love that. But so far, between our partnerships, we've accomplished a lot coming up on our third year. Like I'm actually impressed because I hate to compare, but when Krewe de HOU started, our very first ball was in like a little small hall down the road in the country, and we only had 100 people. Our first year, what was our number our first year? Here?
270.
270.
Yeah.
So like trying not to compare, but comparing, I'm like, okay, well, we're already getting off to a good start
Mhm.
compared to
I
Krewe
guess
de
the
HOU.
difference between what you had to do when you started Krewe de HOU versus what we've had to do for Krewe de HOU is in Louisiana, there are so many crews and so many
Mhm.
new crews
It's-
popping up daily
Mhm.
or yearly. And for here, when you say, I'm a part of a Mardi Gras crew, people are intrigued because they're familiar with Mardi Gras because of Galveston or what
But
they
baby,
hear on
that ain't
TV,
Mardi Gras.
or
After
what
doing the
they
research
see
on
if
that, I'm
they've
like,
ever visited Louisiana, but they want to be a part of it.
yeah.
A traditional
That's
Mardi Gras
funny you
ball
say that
type.
though, because when we first launched and announced we've gotten so much negative feedback, like, oh gods, because it seems like a bunch of Louisiana transplants would come out here and try to start a ball, and I guess maybe it didn't kick off or they would just do one.
So I have a very close friend that was the president for another crew in Louisiana for 5 years. She now lives in Katy. And whenever I introduced the idea that we were going to have a crew here in Houston, she messaged me on the side and was like, we've seen this happen before. If you don't have structure, it's going to fall apart. It's going to crumble if you don't do X, Y, and Z. My husband and I are interested, but we're going to wait and see how far y'all get.
I think we've already exceeded our expectations.
We
Like
have
each
exceeded
year
our
we have grown.
expectations. We have
Each year we've
a great
learned.
team with
Oh,
our
we do.
members. They're willing to
Shout
do
out to the founding
whatever.
members too, because it was
Founding-
like they just went out
Trusted
on a
us.
whim,
Yeah,
trusted us, and it turned out pretty well, honestly.
right.
And honestly, our mission, I think having a mission is what's helping it be successful. When you just want to party, it's like, I mean, you could go down the road. First of all, we live in Houston. There's so much fun stuff to do out here. You don't need to have an event to
No, you
find
don't.
something
But I
fun to
think
do.
what has helped us is that we already were familiar with all the galas and the different foundations here, and we just put a mission behind what we
And
wanted.
funny you say that, because some of the people that would start foundations out here probably wanted to start just because they were missing a piece of home. Not that they had the resume that we have when it comes to like Krewe de HOU load. I'm still heavy in Krewe de HOU load. I drive back home every year. I do all the planning with them. So like it's still under my belt.
But
And
we also have a really great production crew
that
with
also
GDP
has
Media
helped.
that
Yes,
has
they're
helped us,
amazing. They're our
tremendously.
biggest sponsor, and what they bring to the table is like
But
we
our
wouldn't be
members-
what we are without them.
without our members that we have, because they all have backgrounds in fundraising or managing, marketing, different. We have so many different members with different aspects that they bring to the table that we listen to whenever they have ideas, or we turn to our members for so many different things to try and put this production together. I don't think our members realize how much we actually lean on them for this, but we do.
Yeah. And our members are far and wide. Like we have members downtown. We have members all the way in Katy, Sugarland,
Pearland,
all over.
Woodlands,
we're up in the
Montgomery.
Woodlands, Montgomery. We have members everywhere.
We have members in Louisiana that fly in
Yes.
to be part of our crew.
Which says a lot. And honestly, each year that people attend, that night they're like, I'm in next year. Count me in.
Coming
because that's how
back.
much fun it is. We put on a amazing production. It's not, I guess the tradition of Mardi Gras is like the royal king and queen, and it's very regal.
Yeah.
Which we try to kind of give it,
There are
put some
crews
regal
that
stuff,
still-
but we put a mix to it. Like it's a good time. Who wants to sit there and like,
right.
pageant show it up? Like
It's
that
not a
is boring.
pageant.
Yeah, it's fun. We're gonna entertain. We gotta have the pyros. Like we gotta have the loud bangs, and we gotta have the
Definitely have
dancers
confetti.
and confetti. Oh my god. We
So
get
much
we get in
confetti.
trouble with our confetti fee. We tell the venue immediately, just charge us for confetti now, because
It's a lot.
it's a lot. If we thought last year we had so much confetti that we were going to get a double confetti fee, and they didn't, so we were like, yes,
Yes.
thank God.
But now we have new people in there at our venue that have no idea about our confetti yet.
Yeah,
But
we buy confetti popper by the case.
yeah,
Each table is getting one because it's a celebration, and we want them to have a good time. And listen, I love popping confetti all day long. I want to keep them for myself. We popping it. But I just wanted to say, sponsors are our lifeline. We couldn't be doing this without sponsors.
right.
We do have a lot of returning sponsors, so the likelihood of
sponsors are
having
dedicated.
open spots to sponsorship. But if you're watching this and you want to join and see how you can contribute, we're raising money for Thrive. If you don't know what Thrive is, check them out. You can find them on our social media. It's a pretty good cause to give back to. And then we're having fun. And we're actually going to honor Thrive that night. Thrive's going to have a table, and we're going to do this whole production around them. And then also like the followers. So we're still trying to grow our pages, and
I'll just say that our pages have grown quickly.
I agree.
And whenever we do start posting about the event coming up, like we have been, it grows in leaps and bounds every day.
We're literally 4 months out,
We are 4 months out.
which is crazy.
It's crunch time.
We have a lot to do.
We have a lot to do.
We're just starting on costumes, but hey, we'll pull it together. Don't worry.
That's why we have a committee for that.
But make sure you go follow Krewe de HOU we plan to open tickets to the public here in a month, but right now our members are buying tickets, and
Our sponsors and our
sometimes,
members
like last
determine.
year, we had maybe a table after sponsorships and
Our sponsors and members determine if we are allowed to open to the public, which we push to try and open to the public. We always put cushion tables to open a general admission, but sometimes we get more sponsors or more members that bring in more attendees, and then we have to pull those from
and
general.
I'm not mad about it.
I'm
That's a
not
good
mad
problem
about
to
it.
have.
It is a good problem
honestly.
to have, but I really would,
Well, we're gonna grow too. I mean, to the point that we may even outgrow the venue.
that's the goal.
But it's exciting. Okay, so just to get into a little bit of the traditions of Mardi Gras, if you can name some traditions, what would they be right off the bat?
Besides drinking and partying,
Yeah.
Mardi Gras traditions. The king cake is always the biggest tradition.
Dude, I love king cake.
It's the best. If you find the baby, you get the next cake.
Beads. People
Well,
don't understand that
beads.
though.
Well, because again, it goes back to the Bible, Catholic Bible. The baby is representation of baby Jesus. The cake is a representation of a king, baby Jesus. The colors are royal colors: purple, green, and gold. They stand for different aspects in royalty.
But what's
So,
the rule? So if I eat the baby
when you find the baby,
once a week, we just stuffing ourselves with king cake, whoever gets the baby?
hoping someone finds a baby to bring you another king cake.
Yeah, talk about Fat Tuesday.
This-
Floats are a tradition.
Floats are a tradition.
The costumes.
Yes.
Cheeks. The costumes go elaborate. And honestly, when the outside world's looking in on Louisiana, obviously everyone points to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. But
Right.
the costumes over there are so elaborate.
The floats are
Like the
even.
Indian
They're 3-story
costumes.
floats. So that's a whole nother
Tradition.
tradition. Because even in Lafayette, there's an Indian tribe that celebrates Mardi Gras. They used to march in all the parades.
But they have like they throw shoes. They like find old shoes, paint them and decorate them.
There are crews
and they
that
throw
throw strictly shoes. That's a women's crew.
And don't they throw like cabbage or something?
That's for St.
Patrick's Day. Yeah. New Orleans be doing
That's a
some
whole
crazy
nother
stuff.
tradition.
Yeah. What else they throw? There's a woman crew that started in
They
New
throw
Orleans.
handbags.
They all in bathtubs. Like
Yeah.
remote bathtubs,
There's
which would be
another-
fun.
But there's another one that recently started. It's called the Crew of Bad Moms or something. And
That's in Lafayette, huh?
there's one in Lafayette, but there's also one in New Orleans.
Because I saw John Weatherall
and they
do a video of them, and they just twerking. They walking and twerking.
They
That's
walking and
it.
twerking, but when I say they practice,
Oh, they practice
daily.
like choreographed
It's big
dances,
yeah.
and I mean, you walk in miles, and sometimes
10
it's
miles.
cold.
10 miles, I want to say that route is.
Let me tell you, when Krewe de HOU, I don't know how we did this, but we would be in the Karenko Parade every year, and we cold, wet, it didn't matter. We had to be on that float 7 a.m. Well, what you gonna do if you cold? You might as well start drinking. And we would drink and drink, and then you get off the float by 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, in the afternoon, and then you go meet somewhere and you drink, and then you go to the
because
Rio Parade
that
at
point,
night.
The night parades are happening.
I'm talking like damn near 24 hours of like Mardi Gras.
Drinking straight.
And then you wake up and feel like you got hit by a Mack truck.
Yeah.
Listen,
Whenever
if you haven't experienced it, you should experience it. But dear
At
God,
least
I'm so
once,
glad
put it
that's
on
over.
the bucket list.
Like, I couldn't do it anymore. Couldn't do that
when
part
we
at
would
least.
ride in the Karen Crow Parade, we would bring a barbecue pit because we would cook breakfast. We would grill hamburgers and sausage at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Because we didn't eat
On the back
rest
of the float.
day.
You have to, because you drinking. Freaking Load would have a like a Gatorade jug, you know, where you like feed Gatorade to your soccer players or something,
Right.
full of hand grenades. Hand grenade is a New Orleans drink that'll get you tore up from the floor up. Let's just
It's
say
all
that. So,
alcohol.
and there was years where we didn't have food on the float, and the next thing you know, everybody is just trash. So we're like, okay, we need to provide hamburgers or something.
We did. That's what we would do on our float.
Yeah, it's some wild moments, but we had a good time. What's your favorite personal Mardi Gras memory?
Oh my goodness. I just remember being little and going to Mama would never take us to Mardi Gras because she didn't like big crowds, but Daddy would take us down and we'd go to Mardi Gras, and it was always at the old post office downtown where Grant Street is.
Oh yeah,
That's where the fair was when we were little, and that just getting
cool.
there,
You
all the
must be
smells,
old.
old, dirt old.
But mine's childhood too. Whenever I was in middle school and we would just meet up with our friends, it was so innocent compared to like in your later years. No drinking or anything. We were in middle school, but we would look forward to Mardi Gras. When the weather's right for Mardi Gras, that's when it's the best. But we
Right?
would just walk the streets like 8th grade, I guess, just with your friends. Like that was just good memories for me.
Yeah. It was fun because you got to hang out with your friends. It's a fair.
You want to share one of your wildest, craziest Mardi Gras? I actually have two. One I'm not proud of, and one I was like very young. I'll share it because it's like I'm grown now, I guess.
So when I was younger, I was not as wild and crazy as most people tend to believe I was. But I mean, wildest, craziest. I just remember
Y'all were some Mother Teresa's when y'all were young.
I was
just
not, I did
wild.
not like being in trouble
Yeah, because
ever.
the wrath of your daddy.
Right.
Yep.
I just was afraid to be in trouble. I didn't like being in trouble. And when I did get into trouble, I think I would punish myself more than my parents would punish me.
Yeah.
But remember, like, I wasn't even married at this point, but I had my oldest. Logan was 2,
Hmm.
maybe, and we were at Mardi Gras and we lost him, and the police almost arrested me. I was scared to death
Oh my God.
because
But
he
that's how
walked
crazy. You need
off.
to have
But
leashes on them kids. I've watched a kid stand on an ice chest. This is how dangerous Mardi Gras is, by the way,
that
the
was my
parades.
craziest
I've
Mardi
watched
Gras.
a child, maybe 2 years old. They threw a bag of beads. Instead of just throwing a couple beads, it was like the whole bag, not opened yet. The bag of beads clocked that kid in the face. He flew because he was
Yeah,
standing on an ice chest
that
to like
happens a
wave for the
lot.
beads. It happens a lot. The parent was livid, screaming at the folk. But the truth is, it's like, that's Mardi Gras. They throwing. If you're not paying attention, put the
To your
kids
kid,
as
right? Your
far
kid does
back
not
as
need
you
to be
can.
in the front or on top of your shoulders or
No.
any of that because they will get hit with beads.
And the
And
Karens of the world are like so enraged because how dare you throw a bead at my child? And I'm like, it's
my
Mardi
kids
Gras.
would get upset. Our kids would get upset because we wouldn't put them on a ladder. And I was not having that. I'm like, no, the beads are going to hit you in the face. You need to pay attention. Or you need to sit right here on the ground so
And
you don't
listen.
get hit.
One of my wildest memories, and honestly, I'm not proud of this, but I look back and I freaking laugh at it because it was like, you know what? We had a good time. One of my best friends worked at Marley's downtown in Lafayette, and we knew that we were riding in the Carencro Parade the very next day. So I sat at the bar to visit with her. I had one drink and I was going back to her apartment to wait for her to come get off of work. And then we were just going to prep for the Mardi Gras parade in the morning. And apparently there was a checkpoint somewhere. And when I tried to get out of the checkpoint, I backed into a cop car. And since I backed into the cop car, they wanted to do a blow test. Well, one drink is enough to
Right.
get you in trouble. So I went to jail that night. And she comes wait for me to get out. We get out just in time. We go get our beads, and the parade is starting in Carencro, and we are running to catch the float, and we were not gonna miss that float. Like that was more important than me getting in trouble. Like we were just all we could think about is like, how am I gonna get on the float?
Right? Because
Some idiots, huh?
at least you weren't sitting in jail while everybody else was riding the
Some
float.
idiots. Like, what was I thinking? I needed to stay my ass home that day, but I mean, I was so young, like so young. And we made it. We had a great time that day on the float. It was a good time. Funny story though, because it was like, who backs up into a cop car? Somebody who's not trying to go through a checkpoint after they just had a cocktail, a cocky. But yeah, don't judge me, okay?
Yeah.
We've
do
all
dumb
done some
things when we're
crazy things.
Stupid things when we're young.
And that's not even the stupidest thing I've done. So, How could you compare, since you're from Louisiana, like Louisiana Mardi Gras to Texas Mardi Gras? Because it is common. Like Galveston does the whole thing. We've looked
Galveston,
into it. It's nothing like what Louisiana is. It's more like a marketing money pit, if you ask me.
it is. I do feel like it is a marketing money pit, but there are different sections in Galveston that have different things. As far as Mardi Gras goes, there is that one that we looked into that we thought maybe a marketing money pit, but then trying to get a float to ride in the Galveston parade, which I think the whole route is maybe like 2 or 3 miles. It's not a very long
It's like a
parade
45
route.
minute route, they say.
No, that's
that's the other one.
The traditional route that they have over there is not very long still,
Yeah.
but it's like 4 hours or 5 hours.
Which is long. Gosh.
But I mean,
When you're stuck on a float.
you're
Been
stuck,
there, done
you are
that.
stuck on the float all day, but their parades roll back to back. And in Louisiana, there's so many different, the routes are really long. There's so many differences. Each route has each float has a DJ. Like there's so many things.
I guess if I were to compare, Louisiana
You
comes
can't
with
really
more
compare
tradition.
them.
It's
You
more
can't.
tradition. I feel like out
Yeah.
here it's like more modernized, but with a cause.
Yeah.
Because even Galveston, like they're doing it for a reason. Versus like back home, it's truly just tradition. They're just doing it because
is
it's part
tradition.
of the
Well,
tradition.
I did kind of look into some of the Galveston history with the parades, and there are some tradition that dates back, but not further back than Louisiana or
When do you think Galveston started?
Alabama. I don't remember what I read.
Like we talking years ago or like a couple years ago?
Probably, if I would have to guess, it would probably be like 50 years.
Oh,
They've been having parades a
wow.
while, but when you look back at the different Mardi Gras places, Galveston, Texas, Louisiana, New Orleans, it actually dates back to Alabama. They
I
have
know. I read that too, and I was like, "What the heck? Does Alabama do
They do.
stuff?"
They started Mardi Gras celebrations way before Louisiana did, but then they brought it to Louisiana. I don't think New Orleans was even barely existent whenever Mardi Gras started in Alabama.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got to do some fun stuff around here.
Okay.
So we're going to play a little game called Throw Me Something, Mister. Just a quick fire, I like to bat things off. So, would you say beads or king cake? Like,
King
what would you
cake.
pick? Me too. What's your favorite king cake? Like, where?
Oh, where's my favorite king cake from? Probably Keller's.
Probably the one you make.
I mean,
I like Keller's too. You know what I don't like about Keller's? It's not pretty.
It's not pretty.
Why?
But it tastes so good.
Why don't they make it pretty? It's like
They
I
don't have to
need
make
the
it pretty.
I need bright green, bright blue, purple, and yellow.
They
It's
don't
like
have to make it pretty
just
because
it almost looks like black
amazing.
sprinkles with white icing. But I'm telling you, I was gonna say the word moist because I hate it. It has moisture in it. It's not dry.
It's not dry because a traditional king cake is a sweet dough bread,
Yeah,
and most of the time it's like
and it's thin. It's
bread.
not like full pieces of bread. It's just like a thinner
Yeah.
slice. Makes you want to eat more. A lot of people in Louisiana, though, for whatever reason, say meshes donuts. But it's a donut.
That's just a big donut.
One big
with
donut.
icing.
Yeah, and a
filling.
baby.
And
a baby inside.
Yeah.
What are some other popular ones? Everyone thinks Gambinos. I think they get Gambinos out here. Like
some of the places get
shipped.
Gambinos out here. I think Best Stop maybe gets Gambinos.
Yeah,
but
and Katie.
I feel like they're really dry.
Yes,
I'm
agree.
not a fan.
I agree.
Not a fan.
Now there's a one that starts with an R in New Orleans.
Randazzo's.
They have lines outside of people trying to get those king
There's
cakes.
another one, a Vietnamese.
And I've never had the Randazzo's.
One something dong fong yong something.
Not Dong Fong Yong.
And you have to order months in advance to get this guy's king cakes. But another good
And
one
they're
that
in
you
New
may have
Orleans?
never had is Poop Hearts.
Oh, I've had Poop Hearts. Now everything at Poop Hearts is popping.
That's
Everything.
because the family's from France.
Their stuff is good.
Their stuff is good.
Their petit fours, like all of it, is like true pastry. So good. Baklava. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So good.
The best.
Would you say parade or ball?
Ball.
Me too.
All day.
I mean, clearly you know what happens if I'm trying to go to a parade. I'm going to get in trouble. And it's just such a long day of drinking. A ball, I love to get dressed. It's like the classier version of a parade, because parade gets straight down trashy, and a ball is a little elegant. Although some bad things, not bad things, but people still be.
Either way, at the end of the day, your eye
trashed
makeup's going to be smeared like a raccoon.
Masked or unmasked?
I don't know. I'm torn because
like masquerade.
I won't wear. I don't like to wear a mask because I don't like that. I don't like stuff touching my face. It's weird to me. But I like the idea of a masquerade.
Me too. Same. I don't know which one I would pick, because one year Wide Load did a masquerade, like where they encourage you to wear it.
Yeah.
And I wore it, and it looked bomb because I got the lace one. You know, I had to go all out. I didn't want it like.
I already struggle seeing. I don't need a.
I didn't want to like look like everybody else with a normal mask, so I had to go find a unique one. But I mean, by the end of the night, it had to go. It's like, okay, we got to go.
I probably wouldn't have been able to wear it 20 minutes.
Yeah, it is aggravating, but I like. You're right. I like the idea. And then when you start
drinking with a mask on,
I like the idea of it. Shit, you don't have to do eye makeup if you put a mask on.
Right.
What's the funniest Mardi Gras pickup line?
I don't know that I've ever heard a Mardi Gras pickup line.
Les la bon temps roulé.
That's the most common.
King cake calories don't count.
Only on Sundays. I don't know.
I don't know either. It's just.
Throw me something, mister.
I don't know if that's the funniest, but that's the line.
That's the line.
Who in your crew is most likely to get caught on Bourbon Street at 4 a.m.?
Mark.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
With or with pants?
Mark,
with or without pants?
Sure. And honestly, he would probably convince Clint to go with him and Justin, you know?
Justin
but
would
Mark would be the fruit of that. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you came.
I'm glad
Thanks for helping me get this out there. I think Krewe de HOU is on the move. We're doing something special, and we're really just getting started, honestly.
I can't wait to see where this goes. Like in the future, in 5 years, in 10 years, where we're at.
I know. It's exciting.
With it.
Be sure to go follow Krewe de HOU on Instagram and Facebook. Make sure you go follow Thrive for Success on Instagram. I don't know if they're on Instagram. Maybe so.
I know they are on
They definitely have Facebook.
Yeah.
They have a Thrive for Success and a Thrive with Autism on Facebook. They always have so many events going on. You could literally just go to the page, check out the event, pop in, see how you can help.
Yes, they are always looking for help, especially now since they've gotten awarded their status for Houston. So they're really growing.
Which is huge. And they add a year, like a grade year.
Every year.
Every year. What are they, to seventh right now?
Yeah.
And so the upcoming year will be 8th. The plan is to go all the way to high school each year. There is a wait list for students to get in, but they reset the wait list every December. And then February, it's more like a lottery. Like they don't go down the list. It's like a lottery of, which I think is, it has its perks, but I feel like that's the most fair.
That's
because
the
if
most
someone
fair right now, because they can't, even though they want to get everybody in there, they can't.
Right. Yeah.
They can't.
So be sure to share this to where we can get more out and see how we can help them grow, honestly, and Krewe de HOU as well.
Make awareness is probably the best way to help.
Yeah. Yep. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. You know the drill. Follow on TikTok for teaser clips, and then YouTube for a visual, and Apple Podcast and Spotify for audio. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.